guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're back here with the kill count, and tonight, well, I think we're here with the latest of the VHS franchise. Unless there's that VHS belong Yano was talked about, but anyway, we got VHS 85 from 2023. Yep, this is the latest of the bunch, so this is gonna be interesting. So yeah, went from the 90s all the way back to the 80s. So, shall we check it out? Be sure to like, subscribe for more. Hope you enjoy. Let's see how many people died in the 80s. Or they stars back then.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we
James,
tally up the
Chelsea,
victims in all our favorite
Zoran,
horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice.
I'm Chelsea Rebecca.
And I'm Zoran, gonna shake my ass on the hood of Whitesnake's car, Gavoyich.
And today,
Why?
that's not in the script, looking at a VHS
Why
85
Snake?
released in 2023. VHS 85
Sad
caps
one.
off the franchise's Years trilogy after 94 and 99. It goes back the furthest, all the way to the 80s, when home video was in its analog heyday. While VHS was an outdated format in most of the other films, here the characters see it as a hip new thing.
They all have the videotapes now.
It's a fun setting for the latest variety of segments, which includes home videos of friendly outings and family get-togethers, and documentative pieces dealing with fear and uncertainty over emerging technologies. They feel grittier and older than ever, since unlike previous entries, some of them were shot on actual VHS. 85 is also the scariest VHS in quite some time. Definitely the most horror-focused of the Years trilogy. 94 was fun and felt like a carnival ride. 99 was off the rails and oftentimes gross. In contrast, 85 is mostly terrifying. Even the segments that begin lighthearted wind up being disturbing. There's an overall darkness to the soul of this film, and I love how creepy all of it is together. It got the most mixed reception of the latest trilogy, but I think it's a strong addition to the franchise.
Uh-oh.
Halloween is a season for trickery and treats.
Eat your heart out, Jared Leto.
Oh, Damon presents.
At first glance, a simple scientist, but look closer and you'll find a tragedy. It's a noble goal. After all, the right scent can not only boost confidence and attractiveness, but also help improve their moods and express themselves. I myself like to experiment with different approaches for my go-to woodsy scents for self-expression. Like with Open Road by Drift, featuring cedarwood, black pepper, and tonka for a fresh, clean, and summery blend. Or People Are People by Christian Siriano, which blends creamy sandalwood, vanilla, and tuberose into a warm floral. Then there's the refined spice of Antica Farmacista's After Hours. Not to mention the perfect fall blend of Frustration by Eta Libre d'Orange. But how do I experiment with all these fragrances? Well, dear viewer, this is the tragedy. You see, our intrepid scientists' hard work is for naught, as there is already an easy and affordable way to experiment with scents. Today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird sends a monthly supply of a new designer fragrance right to your door for just $17 a month. And not only does this plan let you regularly try new fragrances without having to buy large expensive bottles, it also gets you a better deal with vials that are often cheaper than the travel sizes you'll find at the store. And that's the story of our scientist's tragic failure. But don't feel too bad for him. He and anyone can try Scentbird with our code DEADMEAT55 off, or with the link below to get 55% off their first month. That's just $8 for your first month. How many people will we see get 86'd in 85?
Let's go find out.
Get to the kills.
Kills. Sorry. Here we go. Let's begin.
The movie begins with scrambled signals, a bunch of random clips, including a monster truck rally. Wow, that thing was foretold back in VHS 94.
We don't need more tech, we need a grave digger.
VHS 85 doesn't have a framing narrative like the first two films in 94 had. Instead, it does what 99 did and presents its segments as though they were all recorded to the same tape. Just like the stop-motion Army Men, there is one segment that keeps popping up between the others. But we're gonna take a different route this time and combine its pieces at the end to discuss it as a whole. That will allow, for the first time in a VHS kill count, each host to cover 2 segments. So let's kick things off with your Funkle Zoran.
Yeah,
Zoran,
get on out of here.
first.
Me and the little meaty's got some bonding to do.
Okay,
Get the beers.
don't give them beer. Some of them are kids.
Yeah, dude.
Of course not.
Don't tell James. The first segment is
No
No Wake,
Wake.
which follows friends on an RV trip
yeah,
to
the
New Lake
Friday the
City. We got
13th
camera
slasher.
guy Rob, his sister Anna, and Anna's boyfriend Jared. Oh, and here comes the VHS butt show. Whoa, no! Hey, really turned the tables on us there. Unless, of course, he wants to fuck that record player. They're headed to a lake despite a bunch of warning signs, including a title sign. And what's this? No swimming. Ooh, maybe there are carnivorous oil slicks here at Lake Vic? All right, who forgot to proofread the sign? Wow, really thought that was gonna say evil. They arrive at the actual lake. Yes, I'm looking at you, Tuesday the 17th, and they begin to party with their beer brand beer, which turns out was actually a thing in the 70s and 80s because of a recession. So we'd like to take a moment to apologize for making fun of Titus and Killer Clowns. I miss your old TV show. We then see more friends in the...
Yeah, but still, really? I mean, I was alive in the 80s. I'm 90s kid, man. Or, I mean, like, early 2000s, okay? I was born in 96, okay? So, don't know much about the 90s since, well, my brain hadn't developed until, like, say, 2000. At least. That's just not the autism spectrum. Anyway, moving on.
In the group, like Hot Girl Kelly. Not the Bundy one, but still worthy of audience cheers. And there's also designated foreshadower Kevin.
Over my dead body!
Oh, spoilers, buddy. And finally, there's Drew, the muscly macho man.
Building a tent. Yeah, we're building
It's the Macho Man.
Cameraman Rob is most entranced by Robin. He just can't help but film her while she listens to her Let's Go to the Mall demo tape. Rob finds a Hooba Stanky frazzles the squirrel, which inspires a pickup line.
I found a dead squirrel.
Okay, I mean, I've
Dude,
talked to a few
calm
women,
down.
and that's never
I want to see it.
Never
That
mind.
worked for
It
once?
worked. Too bad that little conker is run
And
off
he's gone.
somewhere, presumably to play with some busty sunflowers. I do like how this segment kind of makes you mistrust Robin, the weird quiet girl, thinking she might be like Lily from Amateur Night, or
be.
Wendy from Tuesday the 17th. But spoiler alert, she's just a little camera shy. The crew hits the lake for water skiing on Kevin's boat. Anna and Jared stay behind for a little one-on-one time. Oh yeah, he's already pitching another kind of tent. His penis. It's a fun afternoon full of boozing and cruising in the great outdoors. And even introvert Robin wants to unleash her inner Aquamaniac after a couple of shots from the booze gun.
Give me that gun.
Whoa, okay.
Not that
No
one.
need to demonetize us. She's just unsobering herself. Her turn is cut short when she suddenly collapses. When they come around to pick her up, Robin's a bobbin face down in a bay of blood. A distant pop hits Kevin in the side, but it's actually this headshot that gets him
Kevin.
into the count. The group realizes that someone is shooting at them from the shore. Drew is hit in the side, and Kelly's jaw is blown off. And another Kapowski ensures that this
ouch.
Kelly dies face
Stay
up.
low.
All of a sudden, this segment has become just truly terrifying as we watch these helpless people try to figure out what to do. It's the sound design, the acting, and of course the found footage format that make this all feel just kind of horrifyingly realistic. Rob tries to get a view of their attacker, but a shot through the side of the boat robs him of his life. Drew's still drawing breath, but 2 more shots don't help this life preserver live up to its name. With the carnage complete, we briefly cut away to a PSA.
10 p.m. Do you know where your children go?
Oh crap! Where is my son?
Sir, I think you paid too much.
When we return to the boat, we learn that this wasn't the last voyage of the dead teeners, because they're
Alive! Alive!
Can somebody help me up here?
Wait, how the hell aren't they dead? Especially Kelly with that Ju-on Yoko face she's got going on. Quiet down, Fox audience. The only person who's still dead is Kevin. Maybe because he was just so eager to join the count.
Over my dead body!
Everyone returns to shore where they find shell casings and a Roman numeral 7 painted on their RV. Oh, part 7. That's the one with the
Telekinetic teenager!
They also find the bodies of Anna and Jared, who have been murdered in their tents. The kills are unseen to us. We only get to experience them through the other characters' grief. And I really like the performances in this segment by the cast of mostly unknown actors, because personally the only ones I've ever seen before were Alex Gallick and Chelsea Grant, who both appeared in the Scare Package anthologies. The group debates whether they're
Also, I think if I remember correctly, yeah, I did look this up before, but I think the reason they're actually still alive was because of the water in the lake. Yeah, most of the ones that actually survived actually went into the lake. The others, not so much. Remember? They went to the water, so no revival for you. I don't remember if they just keep coming back or it's just something else. I don't remember. Anyway, move on.
They're zombies now, but Robin thinks they're something different.
I've never felt more alive.
Oh, you sound just like a newborn Chucky.
I never felt
So alive!
Theorizes their immortality was caused by exposure to the water, since the dead folk never got in it. Anna and Jared stayed on shore to get wet a different way, with sex. And Kevin was always just driving the boat. They realize Rob may have gotten the license plate of their attacker on camera. So with nothing but, I guess, eternity on their their hands, they decide to track down their mystery shooter for a little revenge.
We don't kill him. We do exactly what he did to us.
All right, that's it. On to the next
Sorry,
segment.
Zoran. My turn.
Wait, no, but that feels so unfinished. Like these cookies I made for you.
Zoran, those are just ingredients.
Yeah,
Don't
those
you
are
fucking
yours.
cook shame me.
A bilingual black screen takes
Except
us
God
into
of
the
Death.
Spanish language segment, God of Death. In a
1985.
Mexican news studio, cameraman Luis and lead anchor Lucia de Leon are setting up for their morning broadcast. She's got her reporting gloves on and everything. I love this woman. Lucia throws it to reporter Gabriela, who, despite her own reporting gloves, is still a bit of a novice. She's played by the segment's director, Gigi Salguero. She's worked in anthologies before,
Culture
including
shock.
Welcome to the Blumhouse and Into the
Eagle.
Dark. She also directed a segment in Satanic Hispanics, alongside
That's a
VHS
thing.
vet Eduardo Sanchez and When Evil Lurks' Damian Rugna. The broadcast is interrupted by breaking news. The Earth's crust. It's a giant earthquake, and though Lucia tries to keep the show going, she's crushed by a chunk of the ceiling. Oh, come on, she was great. Are we sure she's dead?
Yep, she did.
She did. A group of first responders rescue Luis from the rubble, and he quickly succumbs to found footage protagonist syndrome. On their way out, he catches a glimpse of another dead crew member, a makeup artist whom we saw earlier. And I guess I'll also add this other crew member as well,
Oh,
since it sounds
we're
like
not
nobody
sure
else
he's
survived
dead.
the incident. The group makes it to an outdoor balcony where they see this was a citywide destructive event.
Yeesh.
There are fires and helicopters everywhere. The quake depicted here is the real-life 1985 Mexico City earthquake, which killed an estimated 5,000 people. It was a disaster that felt personal to Guerrero.
My whole family lived it. It's the biggest fear in the city.
Here, it's a tragic event that makes for a captivating and terrifying tape. As they try to find a way out,
the
they
San
pass
Andreas.
another body, some poor victim who's been pinned down by rubble.
Ouch.
Unfortunately, the same thing has happened to their exit. An aftershock knocks the blue screen into him and takes down the group's leader, Javier. He winds up impaled on some rebar and realizes he can't be saved, so he begs his team to mercy kill him. His co-worker Carla steps up to the plate, but lacking firearms, she has to resort to half-lifing him with a crowbar. Holy shit! Talk about a rough day at the
poor Javier.
office. The team pushes forward through an air duct, with Luis still filming? Carla, dope. This is insane. It does give us a look at Luis, though. And turns out the earthquake turned him into the motherfucking Joker. Ooh, Joker with a glow stick. Club Joker. As they crawl, we give the shorts one moment of levity. Then they start laughing. You know Joker, he loves to laugh. This segment was shot on an
funny,
actual
but
VHS
more
camera
just-
that was so
oh
old
boy.
they couldn't play their takes back, since it would risk damaging the tape. Instead, they recorded 3 takes of everything and couldn't see what they shot until they were editing. The group winds up in the lower levels of the building, and it doesn't sound like they're alone down there. Carla thinks it could be a survivor and follows the sound into a cave full of spooky fog and old-ass murals. And a jump scare! Wait,
Oh, hi.
Olmec,
Nope.
what are you doing down here? Hey, are you trying to Three Stooges Olmec? Cut it out! This is
Olmec.
actually an ancient shrine to Mictlan, the Aztec god of death. A fault line opens up and lets in a draft of evil, affecting a team member named Eddie, who becomes the most unwanted stripper any bachelorette's party's ever seen. This segment just turned into Evil Dead meets The Descent. Eddie attacks a guy named Miguel with a
Ooh,
blow to
Miguel.
the throat, killing him. Mictlan himself then appears behind Eddie and forces him to rip out his own heart. Mictlan, you don't want to go and eat a snack like that. Carlo
Really?
flees through a
That's
nearby
interesting.
crevice, but Luis isn't able to squeeze through, probably because of the clunky-ass camera. Mictlan gets all up in his face, but throws him down without killing him. That honor is given to a freshly cleaned Carla, who's now succumbed to the god's influence. She stabs Luis with a crowbar before removing his heart for its big close-up. Then she strips down naked, and presents her holy body and Luis's heart as an offering to Mictlan. Damn, must be good to be a god. You got naked chicks bringing you hearts on demand. Carla praises his name as the building collapses and buries her in the rubble. The segment ends with footage of the earthquake's aftermath, and Gabriella calling it a day to be remembered. Still not sure why that chick got naked, though. Was it because she was under Mictlan's spell? You don't
Could
need an
be.
excuse like that.
Okay, no.
No, get out of here. Put your back on.
James is naked over here.
The program takes a commercial break before its next segment, Techno God, or Techn God, produced by Axabax Productions. It was written and directed by Natasha Kermani, who previously directed Lucky, written by and starring Bria Grant. Kermani developed the story with writer Zoe Cooper, who also did Ozzy's Dungeon for VHS 99. Techn God is a recording of the last performance of a one-woman show. We've got cameras looking towards the stage, towards the audience, a handheld one, even a security cam feed. This is incredible coverage for a black box theater. The artist on stage is Ada Lovelace, presumably named after the famous mathematician, who was also Lord Byron's daughter and just generally part of that weird era of geniuses who would die if you coughed on them too hard. Anyway, let's see what her show's all about.
That's it?
Wait, did the show
Art?
Who here believes in God?
Wow, nice.
There we go.
Okay, and what God do you believe in? Jesus. Yahweh?
Joe Hendry.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
The show is about how God is dead, killed by modern technology like computers and robots. I know a lot of people didn't like this segment, but it rings so true to the weird and wacky world of performance art. Writer Zoe Cooper was raised in black box theaters in Atlanta, while Kermani's mother was a performance artist in New York under the stage name Ella Dredd.
We watched a lot of actually my mom's old archival videos of her performances. You know, she's like getting naked on stage. You're like, there's my mom.
Her mom even talked to actress Siobhan Michelle to inform her character. Personally, the segment reminds me of performance artists like Laurie Anderson, who's probably best known for her song Oh Superman. And just like in that song, Ada says modern technology has created a new god.
A god of technology!
To prove it, she puts on a video of a Steve Wozniak-looking fellow showing off his latest inventions. First is a techno glove used for virtual reality. It allows the wearer to physically exist in a digital world with digital style. But that's only the beginning.
I call this little guy here my iPhones.
Drop the S. Just iPhone. It's cleaner. I'm assuming this guy is filming all of this in the park because his family kicked him out of the house. And to top it all off, he's a no-shoes guy. His grand finale is showing off how he can drink lukewarm coffee in the virtual world. Truly, the limits of the human imagination are boundless. These goggles were actually based on a real system from the late 80s developed by Jaron Lanier, who really called it the iPhone. I still think the segment hits it a little too hard though.
iPhones, my iPhones.
Lanier also may have literally coined the term virtual reality. His iPhone didn't take off, however, maybe because it cost $250,000. The tech bro tells us that this will be the future, if Mark Zuckerberg can ever get the legs to work, and Ada intends to.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't wrong. I mean, I still have my headset over there, but even I barely touch it nowadays. I mean, sure, it's cool for novelty, but after a while, you're like, I mean, it's not like we're all going to be living virtual reality. I mean, still, you got to take care of yourself. Not to mention the vertigo, because yeesh. Anyway.
Demonstrate his product here today. She quick changes into a Matrix-looking leather suit, which the guy in the video selfishly did not wear, and blasts herself into cyberspace. She boots up a Tron-style city and attempts to summon the so-called god of technology, whom she describes as being a child. Our real-life future overlords are currently architecting our demise on Roblox, so she's not wrong here. Ada does all this through the power of performance art. It's very performance artsy.
The god of technology is a myth for the new era. A myth, a myth, a myth.
This is basically just us playing around with our soundboard on stream. With a dash of Paul McCartney Catboy. Ada waits for someone to show up like she's on mic in the lobby of an asymmetrical horror game. Finally,
I'll be honest, I'd be leaving at that point.
Something does. After the Loop Group performers finish wondering what's happening, Ada puts on her helmet to check it out. Things get too scary pretty quickly, but she isn't able to remove the helmet. This is Subject 99 all over again. She's trapped inside the digital world when the digital demon spawns in. It starts attacking her, knocking her around and sending her flying in the real world. The audience is finally invested because everybody knows that if you die in the game, you die in real life.
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
I think that phrase has outlived the movie.
It absolutely has. I did not even realize that that was from this movie.
The Dead Meat Podcast. It's educational. The demon continues its attack, flaying Ada's leg down to the gristle. It rips off her other limb, spraying the audience with blood. This poor woman here doesn't even put down her drink, and she's sitting right in the splash zone. Ada collapses from her injuries, and when the cameraman goes to check on her, the top of her head has been burned right off, after looking like a SpongeBob Halloween special. This gnarly kill was achieved with an animatronic head, once again built by VHS mainstay Patrick McGee. The segment ends as the audience gives Ada a round of applause. With that, I'll throw things back to our most talented, funniest, and handsomest kill count host, whose critter kill counts are the best episodes of the series, Zoran Gavoyich.
Oh, son of a...
I could get used to this VR thing. The next segment, Ambrosia, is a home video of the Wrigley family, who are throwing a party for their teenage daughter Ruth. This shindig's got all your usual suspects. Goofy uncles, drunk aunts, workaholics, and creepy cousins who look like they should work at Dunder Mifflin.
This is my cousin James.
Hey, that's my name!
Not you,
Out of here, loser!
I'm not a loser!
Being a complete loser.
Hey!
James becomes our cam op as the party continues, giving us a great look at the period styling of this segment. Seriously, I'm impressed with the outfits, the hair, and all the attention to detail. Even the titular Ambrosia salad, an 80s staple made from pineapple, mandarin oranges, mini marshmallows, and mayonnaise. It's fucking gross. The party seems innocent, even when a neighborhood kid comes up and shoots Ruth. But don't worry, it's just a squirt gun. Wait, does that seem familiar to anyone else?
Where'd you get that?
The lady in the RV.
That's weird. Squirt gun delivery RV usually only comes on Sunday. After the neighbors leave, the gathering takes a darker tone.
To the 7. May we continue this practice for years to come.
The 7? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Do all these people work
Not
for
the
Vought?
boys, by the
Oh,
way.
no. The Wrigleys are actually just a family of culty killers who have a strange rite of passage, murdering 7 strangers. Their tradition goes back a long time, passed down from generation to generation.
Grandpa Art.
Yeah, like I said, if you go back to the wake place, you know, Eric, Evek, you know, the lake one from the first part. Yeah. Connection. Be surprised. Like I said, some of these connect, some don't, but here, this one's basically a direct follow-up. That's why they think they're done. Heads up.
You were the surgeon with a sickle back in the day. Hey, Auntie Susan, your arsenic brownies, I mean, a classic.
Since Ruth is a young Gen Xer, she's hip, she's with it, and has a videotape with her killing spree.
Oh, they all have the videotapes.
Her victims are none other than Rob and his friends from No Wake? Oh yeah, turns out Ruth was the mystery lake shooter, and the symbol they found painted on their RV was the Wrigley family logo, which was cleverly seen earlier grabbing a Carrie Bradshaw special. What was horrifying for the kids to experience, and for us to watch from their perspective, now becomes as blasé as watching a family member's vacation slideshow.
Is that your dad's 30-06?
These interconnected segments, the first of their kind in VHS, were written, directed, and edited by Mike P. Nelson, who previously did the 2021 Wrong Turn. He had the idea for the segments written out on his computer for years, but was told it was probably too weird to ever get made. Not too weird for VHS, baby! Hey, if Dante the Great can make it, you can too. They were shot in Nelson's home state of Minnesota, using local cast and crew, and were made to replicate the style of his own home videos.
Like a lot of long pans of just the environment and people not so much stopping on one person, but just getting the overall effect as though you're taking one long panoramic photograph. And you're just kind of like,
yeah, sounds about right.
The family cozies up to watch Ruth gun down Anna and Jared, but we're not double counting any of these kills, no matter how intense they are. The viewing party is interrupted when they hear police arrive outside.
Oh, holy hell.
No, that segment was in VHS 94.
Yes, 94,
Silly.
not
The
here.
family's crimes have finally caught up with them, something they've anticipated.
More guns on the couch.
Now that's what I call a killer sofa, unlike this garbage movie. That is a recliner! Everybody arms up while Mama Wrigley gives her little baby Ruth one last piece of advice.
Don't let them take you alive, and do not disgrace the family name.
Yeah, the whole murder cult thing would probably affect Juicy Fruit sales. These Wrigley's
Yeah,
refuse to raise the L flag and go full Waco on the cops outside. Even Aunt Susan gets in on it.
What's the brownie, bitch?
Oh, no thanks. I'm watching my figure. I'll have one. Cousin James flees into the bedroom with Ruth, and while it's hard to tell what's happening outside, he's able to capture Mama getting Wrigley thanks to some bullets. Ruth Bader Gunsberg is locked and loaded, but James wants to make a run for it. Oh, that ain't how the Wrigleys roll though. So Ruth shroots her cousin, Dwight, between the eyes, causing the camera to fall to the ground. It captures Ruth's last stand as the cops break in and gun her down. A little bit later, she proves this Wrigley's death has long-lasting freshness and just gets right back to killing. Boy, she sure loves killing. Just can't wait to kill again. Not even a shot through the head can put her down now, thanks to the water she was spritzed with from that squirt gun. Same squirt gun Rob and his friends used as a vodka vessel. Flashbacks, or rather footage that hasn't been recorded over yet, show Robin filling it up with lake water to fulfill her promise.
We don't kill him. We do exactly what he did to us.
Because of that, Ruth has become immortal like them, and instead of being killed, she's captured by the police, bringing ultimate disgrace to her family.
Bye-bye.
And now that I've got closure, it's back to you, James.
Thank you, thank you. What are you up to?
Oh, I've got a date with the hottest girl at Slasher High. Oh, thank you.
Is that Carrie from Social Mediasicist?
I see her again.
Wait, aren't you married? Static takes us into Dream Kill, which begins with the grainiest footage you've seen since the unrated My Bloody Valentine. A night ride through the suburbs of Aurora, Colorado ends with a first-person intruder breaking into a house. They arm themselves with an electric carver, as the silent video is paired with the audio of a 911 call.
He's coming up the stairs. I think he's on the stairs. Oh my god.
It's genuinely disturbing, especially when the intruder finds the caller and slits her eye open like he were Luis Buñuel. Later, forensic videographer Bobby and Detective Wayne investigate the bloody crime scene. It's exactly as we saw it go down in the grainy tape. The only thing is, that tape was mailed to the police department last week, and this murder just happened a few hours ago.
I saw this murder. Jesus Christ, that tape is real.
Somehow, the murder was filmed before it ever happened.
It's fucking impossible.
And a really cool premise. Dream Kill was directed by Scott Derrickson, who co-wrote it with frequent collaborator C. Robert Cargill. They're the guys behind The Black Phone and both Sinister films, all of which feature Bobby's actor James Ransone. He's the most high-profile actor we've seen in a VHS segment, and while that takes away from the realism a bit, I'll forgive it, since I think the segment's cool. After an eye-popping interruption, yeah, I'm talking to you, we thump into our second tape of the segment. It sees the intruder breaking into another home while distorted dialogue plays. It's pretty hard to understand. Wait, did it say hamburger lady? Yeah,
it did actually. I heard that. Hamburger lady.
Wonder if she's related to Cookie
Hamburger lady.
Cookie woman. This time the owner goes on the offensive, so the killer has to beat him to the ground and chop off his fingers with a carver. Leaves behind a few Vienna finger sausages. The killer throws the guy into walls, over molding, and ultimately into a glass table. As the tape degrades, the killer starts flaying off the guy's flesh and force-feeding him Drano. Damn.
Ugh.
Due to the action involved in this murder, it was filmed by a stuntman wearing a helmet camera. It was a stuntman doing stunts while filming another stuntman doing stunts. Just stunts all the way down. Once again, the cops discover the murder days after they receive the tape, putting the second victim on the count for reals. The cops decide to monitor the mailbox these tapes were dropped off at. When someone arrives to mail a third tape, he's quickly tackled and arrested. It turns out to be Bobby's teenage son, a goth goober named Gunther. No, not that.
Not that Gunther.
This one is played by Dashiell Derrickson, Scott Derrickson's real-life son. This ain't his first found footage foray either. He appeared in VHS 99 in Shredding, which was directed by Scott's wife, Maggie Levin. Levin actually encouraged Derrickson to do a VHS
shown to be a
His
family
other son,
affair.
Atticus, did the score, though the music for the second murder was a track by Throbbing Gristle called Hamburger Lady.
Hey, it's
See, I fucking
call
knew
it
Gunther claims he
Hamburger
isn't
Lady.
the killer and that he didn't record the tapes, at least not with a camera. They were made when he tried to record some late-night TV shows onto a VHS. That's why we've been catching glimpses of commercials between the grainy murders. When Gunther watched the tapes back, he saw the murderous footage we've been seeing, which he had already seen in his dreams.
You're saying your video recorder started recording your dreams?
Wayne is understandably skeptical, but
you blame
Bobby
him?
admits
I
that
probably would
psychic
be too.
abilities run in his family.
My sister had it. It drove her so crazy that she...
Gunther's cousin Gwen has it too.
That line refers to Finney's dead mom and sister Gwen in the black phone, revealing this segment takes place in the same universe. It makes sense, since Gunther's visions look just like Gwen's in that movie. The only thing I don't get is why they cast James Ransone here. He already played the grabber's brother Max in the black phone. Finney's uncle looks exactly like that guy. Must have made for a confusing few minutes there. Gunther's latest tape depicts another future victim. At least, I think that's a body. What am I looking at here? I can't. Oh, there's the head. Okay, I think I get it. The tape reveals the victim's address, so Wayne and Bobby rush over to stop the murder before it happens. When they get there though, Wayne confronts Bobby in the car. He did some digging and discovered all 3 victims were connected to Bobby from when he used to be a cop. The 2 women had accused him of stalking and sexual assault, while the second victim was their lawyer who pressed charges. The incident made Bobby lose his badge, which is how he ended up as a forensic videographer. Wayne gives his friend a chance to come clean. Holy shit,
nope,
but
bye, Wayne.
Instead, Bobby abruptly shoots the detective in the head, and he walks into the house to make dreams come true. Back at the station, Gunther wakes up from a nap. He finds his latest dream has been recorded on the interview camera. Wait, so is this dream footage of him watching dream footage?
I just dreamed this.
Trippy. That means he sees it coming when his bloody father walks in. I'm assuming he went ahead and killed the woman in the 3rd tape, so I'll put her on the count. Bobby intends to kill his son for meddling with his plans, but Gunther ain't worried. He just skipped ahead in the movie and knows how this segment ends. Before Bobby can discipline his kid, he's distracted by a gunshot from an approaching officer. Bobby quickly returns fire, killing him. Another cop tries to intervene, but gets his throat slit for his trouble, right before Bobby blows a 3rd cop's top off. Derrickson's always been great at crafting scares, but it's fun to see him explore gore a little more in this segment. Backup arrives, so Bobby grabs heavier weaponry. He shotguns one dude's arm clean off before taking down his buddy with a chunky headshot. The Bobinator gets ready to continue his killing spree, but he's stopped dead in his tracks by a headshot
nice and
from
head by
behind.
Gunther.
It's Gunther who stares in shock as his dream and this tape comes to an end. Our next segment.
Head.
Oh my god, I just saw into the future.
Why? What'd you see?
Oh my god, I just saw into the future.
Why? What'd you see?
This! I saw this! I saw you walking in to do the next segment.
So you can see like a minute into the future.
Yeah, I guess that's not that cool.
No. This movie began with a
That
clip
one.
from Total Copy, an investigative show that may have been the first thing recorded onto this VHS tape. It reminds me of something a social studies teacher would play in class towards the end of the school year while they grade tests. It seems like all the other movie segments were recorded over it, which is why we've seen bits and pieces of the program between them. But since it's so good and it doesn't actually frame the other segments, we're gonna put all the pieces together and talk about it as a whole right now. This episode of Total Copy follows a research team at the fictional Stammer University. The team, led by Dr. Spratling, conducts a top-secret study on an entity they've nicknamed Rory. Sorry to this man, boy, thing, but I want to gag every time they show him. Rory is a shape-shifting being who was found atop a desert butte because aliens like big buttes and they cannot lie. Spratling
love big buttes and I cannot lie.
Communicating with him, so they decide to treat him like they would their own children, giving him turbocharged brain rot by sitting him down in front of the television. They haven't watched VHS tapes because, well, I mean, gotta stick to the theme. Total Copy was directed by franchise staple David Bruckner, who once again served as a producer alongside Radio Silence and Brad Miska. Bruckner was excited to get back to his roots and have a break from studio films.
Honestly, it was like filmmaking therapy for me. It was like, I want to go back and do this again. And thankfully everyone let me.
This is by far the best wraparound-like segment this series has ever had. The vibes are great. It feels like a show you found channel surfing late at night and watched
almost like 60 minutes in a way.
The segment was shot on a 40-year-old Magnavox camera that was literally disintegrating during production. They ended up physically damaging the tape in order to get the right effect. Those artifacts are all authentic, folks. After a while, the team has their first breakthrough. Rory starts imitating what he sees on TV, like a properly raised American child, all the while ingesting a visual diet of jazzercise and other low-impact sports. An interview conducted later with a protege of Spratling's reveals that something ended up going horribly wrong. Wow, no way, really? Dr. Sarah Grayson ended up leaving the project early after she had a bad feeling about Rory. Oh yeah? Him? This thing made you feel weird? She did have some solid reasoning.
We treat other intelligent life horribly. Horribly.
Why shouldn't we expect the same if it gets the upper hand?
Spratling, on the other hand, is super...
I mean, when you think of it like psychological experiments, you can definitely see what she's talking about, you know? But yeah, let's be real. Experiments usually never go right, you know? It usually takes one little mistake, and then we're pretty much doomed. You know? Saying. Anyway.
Jazzed about Rory's development, even throws him a birthday party. I get it, I got super attached to slugs I found in my backyard as a kid too. Rory continues to progress, eventually taking on the appearance of a team member named Gary. Gary is concerned.
Want to see it again?
No thanks, I'm good, I quit.
Gary did not want to see it again.
Oh, this one's writing the jokes itself. Wonder if it's because of that Danny McBride looking guy. What's troubling is that Gary has never been in the same room as Rory. That means our living slime tutorial has been watching them through the one-way glass. Dr. Grayson calls an emergency meeting to voice her concerns, but Spratling dismisses her as being a buzzkill. Despite the potential danger, he just thinks it's neat. After all, he can finally replace Gary. In the present, Grayson teases the fate of Spratling's entourage.
He didn't deserve what happened to him, but he brought it on himself. My primary sympathies are with those he took with him.
Total Copy was the last segment shot, giving Bruckner the unique position of knowing what all the other segments were. He tried to make his tape a thematic synthesis of all of them. The body horror of Nelson's, the procedural elements of Derrickson's, the sense of duty from Guerrero's, and the sci-fi elements of Kermani's. Other inspirations included unsolved mysteries and movies like Videodrome, From Beyond, and Dreamscape. The main thing Bruckner wanted to do, though, was parallel the current use of AI. Rory's a monster they feed information to in order to train him, and eventually he'll be their downfall. During the research team's final days, Rory becomes unresponsive. Spratling wants to try medical treatment, but Grayson cautions him against getting played.
And if this is as intelligent as you say it is, I think it could be manipulating you.
He pressures her to do it anyway, so she packs her bag and quits.
The one thing I can't figure out is why no one followed me.
I don't know, lady. There's like a bunch of TVs back there and some cheesy
Yeah, I'd probably
You're
leave.
asking a lot. What happens after her exit is violent and disturbing, and the Total Copy host says he's not gonna play a snuff tape on air. Pussy. Lucky for us, we've got the source tape, so it's time to get raw, baby. Without Grayson around, the task of giving medicine to Rory falls to his biggest fan, Gary. It comes as a shock to fellow researcher Dr. Porter, who thinks Spratling is making a rash decision. Nah, dude, send Gary in there in a Monsters, Inc. suit and pump that thing full of adrenaline. It's like giving a chimp Xanax.
It's up,
the
it's
worst
up, it's
that
up.
could
Oh,
happen.
boy.
Dr. Porter's fears are confirmed when Rory grows a tendril that wraps around Gary's arm. Spratling's like every terrible dog owner you meet at the park. He's just playing, it means he likes you. But Spratling's slime baby goes full thing mode, folding out some gross
there it
little
goes.
features. Fun. Rory's final form was designed by Keith Thompson and, besides a background CGI replacement, was completely practical, made from gelatin and a giant fiberglass mold. Porter makes a judgment call to try and get Gary out of there, while Spratling still acts like Rory's just a kid who's roughhousing a little too hard.
It's okay. Okay. It's okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Let him back.
Losses.
Fuck it. Let him go.
And Gary is yanked into the
Bye,
room
Gary.
for a messy off-screen death.
Hold the door.
That's not enough for Rory, though, who turns Porter into a wet
Bible.
stain on the wall. Spratling and an unnamed tech dude try to escape, but the facility security is just as good as keeping people in as it is at keeping people out. Spratling's unable to unlock the door in time, allowing Rory to do whatever he does to this guy. Looks slappy. A cornered Spratling begs Rory for mercy, only to get a tentacle thrashing that leaves him leaking blood all over the floor. Rory proceeds to drag the tech guy's body and the camera along the floor. He yanks it all the way back to his chamber, where it's revealed this massacre was in service of his TV screen. It's okay, he saw it on the television. It's the kind of killer workout that'll help you bulk up your title card.
How many sorry VHSOBs
Where's
got
Zorn?
killed in the middle
Okay,
of
I
the
was about
Reagan
to say,
era?
where's Zorn
Let's
go?
find out and get you.
How many there's?
I found a Chelsea tape. So let's find out what it's like for you to face your own mortality.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I really thought there'd be more resistance to that.
Yeah, apparently fans have nicknamed me the Chaos Gremlin. I'm learning this for the first time today.
Hey, you ever figure out how you're still alive after last week's tape?
Oh yeah, some kid squared me with a little water gun, and now I'm immortal.
Oh, cool.
It is cool.
Anyway, your turn, Chelsea.
Okay, rolling on camera test, making sure the new switcher is working. We got camera 1 to camera 2, there's Chels, over to camera 3, and back to 1.
Hey, so since the press conference didn't go well, I'm gonna do this interview to try to clear up the whole Wonka situation. Are you sure you don't want to cancel the Spencer interview? You're just driving for like 15 hours. I'm sure you'd understand.
No, I've got that recording session the next 2 days, so good luck with your interview.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Fucking Wonka.
Really noted.
Gressel, do we have an ETA on Spencer?
Well, actually, I'm reading the news, and it says Ice Nine Kills frontman Spencer Charnas got hit by a car?
Oh my god.
Ow.
Is he okay?
Oh no, he's dead.
Oh my god.
Damn.
What are we gonna do for the podcast?
I could still do it.
He's like, you good?
Shall we start?
I mean, these are useless. So you're a ghost. What's that like?
Well, it's not great. I'm basically doomed to wander the earth until I exact vengeance upon those who have wronged me.
Wait, what?
Something like that.
Sounds rough.
Thanks.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you die?
Well, my car broke down on the way over here. I tried to flag someone down, and then out of nowhere, this asshole swerves off the side of the road, hits me, and drives on, and lets me bleed out on the side of the road.
Oof.
Oh my god.
They
Stephen King'd you.
They Stephen King me.
Pretty much.
They Stephen King me, and the worst part is I was sleepy when I died, and so I'm sleepy forever.
Damn.
That can't be fun for you.
I had enough of that when I was alive. Touring with the band, Silver Scream Con, doing video shoots to 4 o'clock in the goddamn morning. It's bad.
Oh man, yeah, I can
That's
relate.
rough.
I actually just got back from a shoot in Denver right before this. I drove like 15 hours just to make it here in time.
Whoa, you must be exhausted.
Yeah, and the worst part is, right as I was about to get home, I hit something. It was like a deer or a fox or a...
A me?
Yeah.
Oh crap.
Oh crap is right.
Oh!
What? No. Yeah.
Ooh. Damn.
Thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram at Spencer Inc. And don't forget to watch the new Ice Nine Kills music video, a work of art, premiering on October 10th with Terrifier 3. And Gressel, huge fan.
Oh, thank you.
Stop it.
Oh, did you get sprayed with a squirt gun too?
Why is your head?
Oh, Chaos Gremlin stuff?
Yeah, Chaos Gremlin.
Yeah, I guess.
Makes sense.
Great, so I'm the only immortal one here.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? And numbers time.
35 people died in VHS 85. The victims consisted of 22 men and 13 women, giving us this 1980 pie chart. 85 is on the lower end of the franchise in terms of
more
body
than the last
count,
one.
and that's even counting the kills that didn't stick thanks to that magic water. Dream Kill was the movie's deadliest segment, narrowly
makes
beating
sense.
out God of Death, while Techno God only had 1 kill for its one-woman show. With a runtime of 111 minutes, VHS 85 had a kill on average every 3.17 minutes. And with 6 segments, the movie had an average of 5.83 kills per segment. We'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Kelly, whose jaw got shot off. Tough thing to live for eternity with. Great, disgusting effect she's walking around with the whole time. Dog machete for lamest kill will go to the Ambrosia paramedic, gunned down off screen after a culty Sweet 16. And that's it. VHS 85 came out in 2023 and capped off the year's trilogy.
The next installment looks to be more genre-themed with a sci-fi bent for VHS Beyond.
It just came out on Shudder, so make sure you watch it before we cover it next week.
Until then, I'm
Yeah, I
James
was
A. Janice.
kidding about that, but here we go.
I'm a man who remade Back to the Future with a gorilla in a movie called Mondo Monkey A Go-Go.
This has been the kill count.
On the next kill count.
Anyway, here we
The
go.
Halloween season is upon us, so we can finally do the movie you've all been asking us to do.
Halloween Ends.
Halloween Ends is the final chapter of the latest Halloween trilogy that started with the 2018 requel. It sends off Laurie Strode with a climactic battle against her nemesis. Her granddaughter's new boyfriend?
This is not how it works.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. But this movie puts Michael on the back burner so another guy can take up the Myers mantle.
Well, for a bit.
No, not you. I'm talking about the cool new character, Corey Cunningham.
No pressure.
It's a weird decision for a grand finale, and fans were understandably upset.
Just let me be mad. Why can't I be mad?
Well, because Ends isn't quite as awful as some people make it out to be.
Let's show them all.
We've still got great performances from Jamie Lee Curtis and the rest of the cast.
That's cute.
So do you want to do it? Or you want me to?
And yes, that includes Corey, especially Corey.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
Hey,
Rowan
we like
Campbell
you, buddy.
does an amazing
Relax.
job. Plus, as per usual, it's got some good kills.
Give us something to scream about.
They're just not always done by Michael. Sorry, Boogie fans.
I just get so excited about all that boogeyman bullshit.
This week, watch
Forget about
the most
that until you
divisive
meet the
Halloween
boogeyman.
movie since the season of the witch.
Happy Halloween.
Then on Sunday, trick or treat yourself to the kill count, only on Dead Meat.
We're gonna have a good time tonight.
Halloween Ends.
So, I got a couple films, or at least a couple of the kill counts from Halloween to cover first, you know. I still gotta do Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie. I gotta do the 2018 remake, like if he said, you know, the requel. And then Halloween Kills. And then hopefully I'll get Halloween Ends. But, like I said, I got about 4 movies, or at least 3 movies to do before I can get to that. Well, anywho, thanks for watching, guys. Adios.